Okay, little update. '04 Avalanche. The other day I went out and started doing a lot of the heat work on this plastic, and as you can see, it's really turning it around. You cannot believe how bad some of it is. I've already done that front one. It's real wet, so it's splotchy. That's why you really can't tell. I have not done the tailgate yet. It's obviously raining out here. That bottom piece really needs done bad, and a little bit on that there. So I took these off. I'll get in here and take a peek. This one's half wet. This is the very back one. I'd actually use the heat gun to get rid of some of the water because it's obviously raining here. This one's the worst of the three because it was at the very back and always had sun on it. This is the middle one. And I don't know how good the camera's going to pick us up, but it is pretty bad. And I don't know if anybody was interested in me doing that heat deal with the front bumper, but it did a really good job. Now it's been probably a month and a half or so, and it still looks really good. So I was just I didn't want to spend all the time doing this and then have it within 2 weeks or whatever start graying back out real bad. So far it still looks pretty good. So I haven't put anything on it. I haven't rubbed it down with anything, or you know, I think I've washed the thing once or twice, but I mean, as far as chemicals or anything, I haven't put anything on it. So why don't we get started and see what it does. I assume you can see it. Yeah, I'll leave it against the door. Take a minute to heat back up. Takes a lot of time to do these, let me tell you. Pretty big panel. I thought about getting my torch out, put my rosebud on, but I don't know. I know right now you can't see anything, but you'll be able to here in a minute. Well, you kind of get the picture of what I'm doing. Obviously, I don't want to sit here and just bore the crap out of you, but you can really, really see a difference between before and after. So it's definitely worth the time to do this, because I don't know what these things cost, and I know that they make a different product. It's I can't remember what they call it, something black or black. I can't remember. I may have mentioned this on the truck. I looked it up when I was trying to figure out how to do this, or when I was doing that front bumper, and it was expensive, and you didn't get very much. And although yes, it's probably easier to wipe it on or wipe it off or whatever it is, I didn't really look into how you even apply it or whatever. But yes, this takes some time. This will probably take me about 30 minutes to do this one panel. So it is time consuming. The rest of it really didn't take all that long to do. I sat in the bed of the truck. I pulled all 3 panels out, and I sat there with a chair, and I did both. Lifted the lids up on the little toolboxes and did those inside, then did the inside plastic, and stood up and did the stuff up on the roof that needed done, and then got on the side here, and it made it. I probably had it done in an hour, and then I did that inside one, which I said took about 30 minutes. That very front tonneau cover. And I don't know how long this will last, because this has a lot more direct sunlight because it's laying flat. Of course, water sits on it. Bird crap seems to be pretty susceptible to that. That's why I had to clean them off first before I started. But it doesn't take out every mark. I did notice there was a couple of water marks on some of these, or maybe it was some type of a compound, whether it was wax or whatever. I really don't know what it was. I couldn't scrub it out with the stuff I had. I was afraid of damaging the plastic. All that stuff's pretty tough. I just wasn't. I figured it's never going to be perfect, so why spend that kind of time on it? But doing this really makes a huge difference, and it doesn't take all that much time to do. And I already had the heat gun, so I wasn't out any money. I'm just out some time. So maybe a little electric. So anyway, I won't bore you no more. I'll show you a video when the thing is all put together and it's not just wet out. It's supposed to rain every day for the next 5 days, so I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you here shortly or not. So see ya. I wanted to just give you a side-by-side to actually see the difference between not done and done. It's a little splotchy here and there. It's really hard to heat this up exactly right. There's a couple spots looks like I need to touch up, but I just thought I'd throw this in on the video of doing this, that there is a huge difference. It's obvious what you do. So although I'm not going to say that this would make a huge difference in like if you want to sell it, for instance, or whatever, but if I'm looking for something that I'm going to spend $5,000 or $6,000 on for a couple hours of work, I think it would be worth it in the end to do this, because if I'm looking for it, I would want something that looks like it's done up. Somebody took care of it, spent the time to keep it clean or whatever. And so this is just me, and you can see that it really does make a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up. Then I'm going to do the tailgate, and hopefully that part will be done. I really got a lot of color sanding and buffing yet to do, and I still got to paint the hood and a clear coat on the other side, and it's going to need a rear end still. I've got one located. It's I believe it's an '02 Cadillac. I may have said this in another video. I don't have it purchased yet, guys. He works opposite shifts than me. Makes it really hard to work together, because when he's working my day, he's actually working my days off. So then when I work, he's off. So it makes it hard to get together to get anything done. So, but anyway, that's what I'm going to do, is get that Cadillac and drag it over here and pull the axle out. Try to actually hook a battery up to it and see if I can get a mileage on it. And then I'll probably strip some parts on it and either keep them or advertise it and try to get a little bit of money back on it. It's $300 for the whole Cadillac. It doesn't have a motor, transmission, or nothing in it, but it does have a rear axle. So anyway, I'm going to get back after this, and when it's all done, or the next part of the phase of whatever you want to call this, rebuild, restoration, whatever, we'll get back at you. Okay, sorry. Let's cover close. All right, point of interest on this. I got those panels all done, and it's been raining on it because I turned it around, backed it in here so I could do just the tailgate. And thank you for finally looking at it. Do not heat those up. None of that stuff. It did no good. Matter of fact, it started melting it. I don't know if this tailgate was replaced with an older unit, that these are supposed to be gray, or that, I mean, it's somewhat black, but I did that, and I tried heating up this Avalanche deal here all the way across, and just that one corner over there, just experiment, and it would not change black. Now what you're seeing there is actually, I armor all just to see what would happen. I cleaned it and then armor all. I know it won't last, but I wanted to see if it would turn it black. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, whether it's going to have to be painted or whatever, because it is a real dull gray when it's done. So I'm not really sure. I still armor all running down. I was just experimenting with it, but none of that stuff fair worked, including the handle and that top piece, and then that bottom piece that says Avalanche on it on the bottom. It did not do any good at all. So do not heat those up. It is a waste of time. At least on this particular unit it was that way. So the rest of it though, I know it's going to be hard to see again because I know it's wet, but it really looked a whole lot better. I did some pictures with my phone, and then of course with the video you've seen. So a little bit more to do. I'm going to do something with the headache rack a little bit more. I haven't checked those lights, that Cyclops light, to see if it works. But it looks like you have to pull that plastic piece off of it. It unscrews, and then you can get to that light. It's what it looks like anyway. I won't know until I get into it. But alright, that looks like it's done for now, and I'll keep you kind of apprised at how long it stays this way. Like I said, the front bumper was done a couple of months ago, month and a half, whatever it was, and it still looks really good. So we'll just kind of go on time and then see what it does. And I'm actually doing this, just heating it without putting anything on it. I didn't armor all it. I didn't wipe it down with anything chemical wise. I just washed it, heated it, and done with it. We'll see kind of how it holds up. See you later.